Well, let me tell you a little bit about how I got started in investing and in real estate. I was 18 years old. My dad had come into real estate about 4 or 5 years prior, and he had been successful. And he was a real estate agent. And so right out of high school at the age of 18, I got licensed and would start doing real estate, selling transactions, buying and selling houses over the summer when I was home from college. I did my undergraduate work at the University of Chicago, and so every summer I'd come home, work really hard, and then have paydays all the way through the fall as my father helped me close the real estate transactions. Absolute excellent form of income and so much fun to do. It was about 10 years ago that my father, who by this time was a very successful real estate agent, said he needed a title officer. And he says, you ought to just go and check it out. And what I found is that I had a passion for the title and escrow industry. I love the ability to be in the center and see all sides of a transaction and really learn and figure out what was going on. So 10 years later, I'm still involved in real estate purchasing and buying. I have a license as an agent, but I also am licensed as an escrow officer and have done so for 10 years and have done transactions down from a couple $1,000s to my cumulative largest transaction that I've closed as an escrow officer is just over 25 million. It's an absolute riot to be involved, to coordinate between attorneys, buyers, sellers, banks, professional institutions, and everyone involved in the process. You get to see why they do what they do. And the more you learn, what I have found personally is the more that I've been able to see a different side of a transaction, I can then take tidbits here and there and pull out what's important for me in my next investment transaction. That's one of the things I love about Renatus, is a community is developing and you have instructors and mentors that are totally committed in sharing their knowledge, and they are passionate about what they do. And that's why I love it. I love being passionate about real estate and investing and sharing the things that I've learned from other people and things that I've learned on my own. My history takes me back through owning apartment buildings, managing apartment buildings, to managing strip centers and commercial centers. One of the fun things about what I've done is that as I've purchased buildings or acquired buildings, sometimes they've had businesses in them. And as a result, I've been a proprietor of a scrapbooking store. I've had cell phone stores, and my most recent venture, I acquired real estate that housed a restaurant, and I've become a restaurateur. And I absolutely love that industry as well. But where else would I have the opportunity to do such a wide and varied array of things in such a short time span? I consider myself pretty young. You know, I'm not that old, and here I am having had several careers already and loving them and been successful, but also building wealth and retirement as I move forward because of the success I'm having in real estate. It's just a fantastic place to be. There's a couple reasons. One is I am passionate about sharing knowledge. I'm passionate about teaching. I am very much a pay-it-forward believer, and I believe if you put it out there and give it to people, whatever you put out, you're going to get back tenfold. You know, and it may not be immediately, it may be 10 or 50 or 100 years from now, but I believe in good karma. And I love teaching people, because when you see the light turn on for someone as they learn a concept and learn how taking action can really empower them to change their lives, you see that person take control. And you see them step out of being a victim or being a victim of the environment they're in to really being in control, setting a chart for their destiny and their future, and then making it happen step by step. It's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. Every time I do something new, it brings in a new experience, which is going to teach me something. And then if I share it, it teaches me that I've mastered that concept and that program, and then lets me share that same knowledge just like someone shared it with me. Renatus is amazing in that aspect, again, because we're forming groups of mentors and groups of students that are actually putting into daily application exactly what they are learning in the classroom, which is different than a lot of these other systems out there. If we learn from a book, we read a concept and we practice it, but we don't necessarily have the opportunity to implement it. When we take a Renatus education seminar and we learn and we go through the class, we have sometimes step-by-step instructions. We're given a support system to go out and find a transaction or find an investment and do our first deal, and then we see it go all the way through the closing process when we get a check at the end, hopefully with big numbers behind it. that makes my day, because that ability and that education that's going to empower a person to change their life, it doesn't come along every day. But when it does, you take advantage of it. And here at Renatus, it's something we do almost every day of the week.